Okay, we are back in once again on Disco Elysium. We just had a chat with Kuno. Let's take another look at this bin now that I've got the key.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags."
Open with key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
That was too easy a success. Of course I should.
Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobo Cop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Yeah. Extra DLC, no doubt. Didn't I just have a premonition? A premonition that there's something in here.
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
Well, I feel like I needed to advance the storyline, and who cares if I like it or not? Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Oh, that's good. Look under the box of carton.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
It's a good job I'm wearing my lovely yellow gloves. Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Denim trousers, you mean jeans? Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Why would they take his jeans off?
Drop them in here, officer.
Bag the trousers. Evidence time.
Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
More baggies.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Oh yeah. Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Mmm, tasty. Bag that shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
Well, that's all then.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here. You think someone from the Whirlwind might have been involved, maybe? Yeah, go for the kids.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
You think someone from the Whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
That's true.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Let's have a look for the food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
Okay.
What's this?
Huh? What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny, Looks like the corner of something.
Yeah, pick it out.
They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Ooh, a damaged ledger.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Oh. No, it can't be. I don't know what this is. I really don't.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
The miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
It must have been crap in my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet. I'd rather not talk about it right now. Well, 3 is probably the most likely one, so yeah. 2. The great bloodletting, please.
What are you talking about?
I speaketh the tongue.
Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue.
Okay, I'll do that. Say nothing. I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I don't take those.
I see, yes. You are what we call a badass, aren't you?
He makes little quotation marks around the words indicating he's unsure if it's actual badassery.
Tell me, seeth your badass more in there, or are we done here?
The lieutenant peers into the trash.
Ah, yes, and it will also be appropriate to start taking notes on the case. It's what cops do.
Yeah. Dig in Hobocop style for extra content.
Wow, an Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon, half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
What's a knock cannon?
It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however.
You messing with me, bro?
And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000, easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself.
I am into hi-fi.
That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there. There's just food waste and crisp wrappings.
A cruel jest. There must be something.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
Oh, an antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Okay. Well, I'll take it. The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That went quite well.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Excellent.
Anti-object task force. Behold, the anti-object task force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the darkened one. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe, from the anvil of the heavens to the worms below. Indulge in it. Be bold. Have an impact on the shape of creation. Out of the furnace of your rage. A new reality. Also, you should trash your room again.
Oh, now this is more like it. Attacking physical objects heals damage. +1 pain threshold, thick skin, all physique learning caps raised by 1. This is what I'm talking about. Finally, a good thought. Oh my goodness, look at that. Where's the rest of the armor? Getting hangman's boots. The victim's tattoos. Getting the body down. Who put the clothes in the trash? Read your ledger and name the case. Well, it seems like it's time to read a bit of this ledger. Instant photo of tattoos. Let's interact with all these objects.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory, but not quite.
Who are you?
Gone.
What's the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance.
So I'll have to ask someone then.
Someone close to the victim might know.
Okay. Put the photo away. Then we also have the mug.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Well, there's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell him this is Uranian ideology. The mug will be useful. By announcing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. The mug didn't belong in the trash, it was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? I like the idea of pushing it into the face of every merchant.
So again, you dug it out of the trash. Why? It wasn't going to offend anyone there. Why don't you just get back to your case?
Alright, can't have fun with my mug anymore. Oh, I see. Oh dear. Alright, let's take a look.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard.
I should take that off.
It's a metaphor for you.
Oh. Man, this guy's extra tough on me today.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Oh, I will. Inspect the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Leave it there, it's cool.
Way cool.
Yeah. Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger across the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
I might have my address then.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that. Your kill count. Yours will surely have your kill count.
Oh. Oh, how can I read that?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like...
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Oh. So off to your car next then.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Thank you.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Yeah. Let's give it a wee smell.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about? This could be a lot of information coming now.
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
There is a mention of a naming convention here.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Well, I'm not holding out high hopes for me doing any well with that one. More?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout.
Well, I do work in homicide.
You like this grimy murdering, don't you?
No, well, you know, look at the shape of me. It's obvious that I've had too much of it.
It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Oh, why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have a named case, the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was
Ouch.
a workplace accident.
Count the pages. I have an open official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity.
The mind is a wondrous thing, truly.
Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. And a fuck you to you too. That last one cuts a slash right through the paper.
Nice. I needed that morale. Thank you, Half-Light.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? Oh, this is going to be good. You just know there's going to be some out there options, and you just know that we're going to choose it.
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man. The Furies are at home in the mirror. The Setting Sun. Shit on a stick. Actually, I don't have one. This one's just crazy. The Furies are at home in the mirror.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
The Setting Sun.
Okay, it's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing to do with that, so... Something more concrete, perhaps? Do you have something concrete? Mundane, usual?
No.
Usual is boring. We don't do that.
Shit on a stick.
Ah, yes. I have to tell you, officer, I don't appreciate ironic titles. Other officers will have to use this as reference. If it's idiot or cockfinger,
Cockfinger. What about Tommy Dickfingers?
they're not going to get it. They're going to think an idiot and a cockfinger were on this case. So, do you have something less funny?
Fun is outlawed with this guy. What a knock!
You are right, Mr. Necktie Man. The Hanged Man. That's what you're looking for, isn't it, Kim?
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Well, I'm done inspecting these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
I just don't want to fill out the forms. What type?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
I like the sound of this top one.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
I hope I get to issue a few of those. That'll get me some much needed monies. Station call.
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Interesting. Field autopsy, I think we can garner what this one might mean.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs, color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Oh my.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
Yes, sir.
What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better.
Oh, wow. Things are starting to look up.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Look at that clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What did you say the color was?
Blue.
Thank you.
The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Oh ho ho! Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. There's pain in there, if you want some. That much you know.
Ooh, as long as it's not more than 2 morale points, I could take it.
With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Alright, let's browse the case files again.
Arson.
No.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Well, let's try these checks. Logic. No chance.
It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
I guess so. Interfacing to. It's a better chance. Hey!
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know,
Slide the drawer open.
without resistance or sound. The two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket stubs, pick up the card. Fucking kill yourself, you asshole. Close the permeables compartment.
The words just crossed your mind somehow.
Blink. Who were they for?
Who do you think? You.
Oh my. Pick up the picket. Pick up the picket. Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. They let you go there too. You should go and kill yourself there.
Proceed.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it first.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
I doubt it.
Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Let's go.
What was that?
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill.
I'm gonna read this damn card even if it kills me.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out, you're asleep behind me. It says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road.
So I might live on Voyager Road?
Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Carry on.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
But I have an X something.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs
Oh,
and the
no.
blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
I've lost it.
No, no, hold on.
Hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Well, why did you tell me to hold on?
Detective, is everything all right?
Fall sideways. Have I died? Oh, I've died again, haven't I?
There is nothing.
Am I back at the start?
Again.
No, I guess I haven't died then. Have I? I don't know what's going on. Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there, passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
No, I was cool. I'm cool.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Well, thank you, Hulk Hogan.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Well, I guess it was me then. Enough. Just lie there, motionless.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecule. No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I'm not coming back.
Oh, but you are. They're pouring something on you. Something in you. It's...
Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Oh my.
Drink. Water.
Yes, I'll have a drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Oh dear, drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you to see him. I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of the past, Lieutenant. I was dehydrated, it won't happen again. Fuck it. Start climbing out of the motor car. The burnt out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
He hands you the remains of your ledger.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good. We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet.
You should take care of that, then.
But I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
No, I will sleep here.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell, like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. Well, let's open this thought cabinet. -1 authority for the next little while. Read the watermarks. Pay for damages. We also did that. A ledger of failure and hatred. Interesting. Let's see if we can read it.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Kim, how do I turn on the headlights?
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
Okay.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
Press engine start.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canada comes to life with a whiny growl.
That was loud. Press the button labeled headlights.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
Continue.
There you go. I'll turn them on.
Yeah.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro perforations.
Look at the perforations.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Tally up the different rows.
The first row has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
What about the next one?
The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually.
There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
What about the last row?
The last row has 3 perforations.
3, that's it?
That's it.
Look at the shimmering street grid.
The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Wait, look around you.
You catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance. Sounds Two men engaged in a drunken argument, followed by the closing of some distant window. In the middle of a broken plaza, illuminated in a cone of light, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
Guess that's us.
Ah, Martinez at night.
Where are we on this?
Let me see.
He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it.
Right here.
I'm sure I've seen worse.
Oh yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
All of them worse than here.
Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean?
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
Oh my. This could go one of two ways. Bad or really bad.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Wait, 18 years I've done this. Got drunk like a megastar. I walked the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. I was a hobo when I lived under a boat. Probably some boring office job, same as everyone else. I feel like I just went around apologizing all the time. Do you really think I have any idea? You know, you gotta tell whores and liars that the end is coming.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we?
Oh, I guess.
This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see... Wow, more than 200.
I would have thought there'd be more.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be a supercop? I used to be good. That's some solace, I guess. What's the last number? I don't think I can ever re-become this person. What's the last number? So you're saying I used to be a supercop?
Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
Electrochemistry just wants drinking drugs, man. So I'm a killer? I was expecting a higher number, honestly. That's not too many. Is now a good time to pour one out for the fallen?
Definitely not.
So I'm a killer.
That's right. A killer of humans.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it. There's no trace of guilt in his voice.
This guy sounds like a dick.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Yeah, are you getting some respect for me now, Kim?
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Have you ever killed anyone, Kim?
Yes.
He says, declining to elaborate.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
How do you handle the strain?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
He gives you a meaningful look. Well, maybe that's what's driven me to drink.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Like what? Maybe I should find a hobby. Hobbies are lame. Maybe I should find a disco dancing hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
He points to your yellow gardening gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Thanks for this.
The lieutenant nods.
Okay, let's go.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
He presses a remote control on the key. Where'd this guy go? He's gone now. I guess it is getting dark. There's guys over here, but they're gone now, aren't they? The sewer grate, a gateway to the river of filth. A helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Oh, what's over here? Hot air rises up from the sewer, sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. Oh, money. Yes, please. Yeah, I'll take these bottles. Oh, what have we got in here? Oh, some more gloves. Electrochemistry. Perfect for drink and drugs. Oh, more stuff. Water lock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. So there's no getting across until day 3. I'll have that.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque. This panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything.
I'll do it anyway.
You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then, nothing happens.
Push it harder.
Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
Release it.
A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way.
Well, I'll wait till Wednesday, I guess.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Pull it again.
You pull the lever all the way up until nothing happens.
Okay.
A spring brings the... Wasn't there a...
Yeah, there was, yeah. What can I do about it? Butter sign down.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
We should try and get some. This is a white check, but our visual calculus is 0.
Just some tasteless advertising at the bottom of a canal.
Yeah,
No use rubbernecking now.
nothing more to see here then. What's this place? Yeah, is it open late? I guess so. And it sounds like it's got some good music. Some kind of machine, an antique cash register. A bust of a woman. The plaque simply says DEI. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. Some weird noises going on in here. Mostly military wear, with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Let's see. Start on the right side. Welcome to the pawn shop. That's where we are, obviously.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Inspect the knights.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Who are they?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago.
No. Blue uniforms.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Are these royalist soldiers?
Which ones?
Oh my.
Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Inspect the figurines and rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers.
You've got quite the lilt, Roy.
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It's meant to give people hope even we can do it. The contrast is meant to be discerning, as it ought to be. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of the capital. Ask my friend Gart, whose bitch it made me. I don't know what that means, but I'm going for it.
Okay. I don't like either set too much, to be honest.
Thanks, Roy.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what it is.
I sure will. Interfacing 2. Did I have anything that could help my interfacing? I forgot I had these gloves. Gasoline stained fingerless gloves in navy blue. They've been worn threadbare, but being made of wool still provides them some warmth and comfort. Drama, electrochemistry. Anything that gets rid of our interfacing we do not want. No. Okay.
You see
Let's have a
rows
look.
of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets. Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
We'll be back for them. At some point. What's this thing?
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Let your gears run over the streetlight.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Is that a streetlight?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Oh, where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
Making a streetlight into an inside light, I guess. How much for this streetlight?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Jesus Christ, Roy.
A bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
Are you out of your mind? There's one just like that on every corner. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep. 700 sounds about right. I imagine it wasn't easy sawing off that street lamp. Are you out of your mind?
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
What do you mean, transformations?
Well, there are the cost of removal and rewiring.
He throws you a look of weary patience.
The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
This guy's crazy. Okay, what's this?
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-travelled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on the tips of your toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
This guy's gonna ask me to pay something stupid for it, though.
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeep this Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
That's not too bad. It'll wipe me out. But yes, it has to work. What I really want to know is, could this device come in handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
So maybe.
Like a beach party. With sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
Kim, theoretically, could I bring this to a beach party?
Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.
Okay, Kim, I'll just rock out with the pawn shop owner then. Actually, it doesn't have to be a beach. With a boombox like this, I'll bring the party into the streets. You're right. It's really the end that I needed for a requiem for all life forms. You're right, Kitsuragi. Work first, party later. I'll bring the party into the streets.
You can play it any way you like. And I guess since you're a police officer, no one can arrest you for it.
That's true, right? Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Well, you're a very strange man then, Roy. And I will certainly think about purchasing that. Okay, well, when we return, we'll have a talk to this man. We might pawn some things in, and then we might have somewhere to sleep, or we might just decide to sleep on the streets because we are a hobo cop. But that's all for next time. See you then.